Small steps, big changes. The power of micro habits. Sarah Matthews, a 34-year-old marketing professional, seemed to have it all on paper. A steady job, a nice apartment, and supportive friends. But behind closed doors, she felt stuck. Her dreams of a healthier lifestyle, a thriving career, and true fulfillment seemed out of reach. Overwhelmed by the enormity of her goals, Sarah often found herself procrastinating or giving up before she even started. One day, while scrolling aimlessly through her social media feed, she stumbled across a concept that changed her life: micro habits. These were tiny, manageable actions designed to build momentum toward larger goals. Skeptical but intrigued, Sarah decided to give it a try. Little did she know, this small decision would lead to a transformation she never imagined possible. If you've ever felt like your goals are too big, or that you're stuck in a rut, keep reading. Sarah's story might just inspire you to take the first tiny step toward a life you love. Sarah's days had become a monotonous routine. She'd wake up feeling groggy, rush to work, power through her tasks with coffee and fast food, and return home exhausted. Exercise felt like a chore, cooking healthy meals seemed time-consuming, and her aspirations of learning new skills or hobbies were perpetually on hold. Every evening, she promised herself she'd do better tomorrow, but the cycle repeated. One Friday evening, Sarah confided in her best friend, Mia. "I just feel stuck," she said. "I've tried so many times to start exercising, eating better, and even advancing my career, but it's all too much. I'm so tired of failing." Mia listened patiently and then shared something she'd recently read. "Have you heard about micro habits? It's about starting really small, like ridiculously small. The idea is to make it so easy that you can't fail." At first, Sarah laughed. "Drinking an extra glass of water isn't going to fix my life. Mia smiled knowingly. Maybe not overnight, but what if it's the first domino? Intrigued but skeptical, Sarah decided to try Mia's suggestion. On Monday morning, she filled a glass of water after brushing her teeth. One glass. "I can manage this," she thought. She drank it and carried on with her day. There were no fireworks, no immediate sense of accomplishment, but she had completed her tiny habit. For the rest of the week, she stuck to her commitment. Each morning, after brushing her teeth, she drank one glass of water. By the weekend, she realized she'd stuck to something consistently for 7 days, a small victory that gave her an unexpected boost of confidence. Encouraged, Sarah decided to build on her success. The next week, she added a 2-minute stretch after her morning water. Again, it felt manageable and non-intimidating. Weeks turned into months, and Sarah's micro habits began to compound. Her morning routine evolved into something she genuinely enjoyed. She'd drink water, stretch, and spend 5 minutes planning her day and journal. This small addition helped her prioritize tasks and approach her work with a clearer mind. By month 3, Sarah noticed significant changes. She had more energy throughout the day, her focus at work improved, and she felt a sense of accomplishment that hadn't been there before. These small wins inspired her to tackle slightly bigger goals. She started preparing her lunches twice a week, then 3 times. Eventually, she committed to a weekly meal prep session every Sunday. At work, Sarah's newfound energy and focus didn't go unnoticed. Her manager praised her for meeting deadlines early and presenting creative solutions during meetings. "What's your secret?" her colleague, Jason, asked one day. Sarah smiled. "Micro habits," she replied. Of course, the journey wasn't without obstacles. There were days when Sarah felt unmotivated, particularly after long workdays or during stressful periods. On these days, she reminded herself of the 2-minute rule, a principle she'd learned from a podcast about habits. If she didn't feel like completing a task, she'd commit to doing it for just 2 minutes. When Sarah didn't feel like stretching, she'd tell herself, "Just do one stretch." Often, the act of starting was enough to keep her going. If not, she'd still celebrate the fact that she didn't skip her habit entirely. These moments of persistence reinforced an important lesson. Progress didn't require perfection. Showing up, even imperfectly, was what mattered. As Sarah's confidence grew, so did her ambition. She signed up for a beginner's yoga class and started attending twice a week. She also enrolled in an online course to improve her marketing skills, dedicating 15 minutes each evening to study. One day, Sarah reflected on how far she'd come. 6 months ago, drinking an extra glass of water felt trivial. Now she was exercising regularly, eating healthier, advancing her career, and feeling more fulfilled than she had in years. Her small steps had created a ripple effect, transforming her mindset and her life. Inspired by her progress, Sarah began sharing her experience with friends and colleagues. She started a blog, Small Steps, Big Changes, where she documented her journey and encouraged others to try micro-habits. Her story resonated with readers, many of whom shared their own successes in the comments. Mia, who had introduced Sarah to micro-habits, was one of her biggest supporters. "I always knew you had it in you," she said during one of their coffee catch-ups. Sarah smiled. "I never thought something so small could make such a big difference. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing one thing consistently." Sarah's story is a testament to the power of small steps. By starting with a single habit, drinking an extra glass of water, she built momentum, gained confidence, and transformed her life. Her journey reminds us that change doesn't have to be overwhelming. It starts with one tiny, manageable action. If you've ever felt stuck or overwhelmed, take inspiration from Sarah's journey. Choose one micro habit, no matter how small, and commit to it today. Whether it's drinking more water, taking a 2-minute stretch, or jotting down one goal, remember, small steps lead to big changes. Are you ready to start your journey? Share your first micro habit in the comments or with a friend. Let's inspire each other to take that first step toward a brighter future.